Hi everybody and welcome to this session. Today is going to be all about adjectives to describe people, and I've got 5 red pieces of paper and 5 blue pieces of paper and on each piece of paper is an adjective. On the red ones they are negative adjectives to describe people. On the blue ones, there are positive adjectives to describe people. So what I'd like you to do is to write down as many adjectives as you can. If you're working, if there's more than one of you, maybe half of you could work on positive adjectives and half of you could work on negative adjectives. And what I'd like you to do is just try and think of as many as you can, write down as many as you can in, let's say, 2 minutes. So I would suggest that you pause the video now. Okay, so now we're going to go through the adjectives that I wrote down, and it would be interesting to see how many of them you guessed. So we'll focus on the adjective and we'll also focus on the meaning. So the first adjective is what we might use to describe someone who gives a lot. They might give you money if they have it. They might give you food if you're hungry. There's someone who's happy to share lots of things. Anyone know what that word is? It's generous. So a generous person is somebody who gives a lot, someone who is happy to give you what they have. Right, the next adjective is to describe someone who is very positive and happy and has a lot of positive energy and smiles a lot and says nice things. Here's the word: enthusiastic. Someone who's always positive and says and does nice things. Now, the next adjective is another positive adjective, and it's to describe someone who works very hard. I've almost given you the word by the description there. So someone who works very hard, we call them hardworking. A hardworking person. Hardworking. And the next adjective also begins with H, and it's a word to describe someone who never lies, someone who tells the truth. And it also begins with H, and here's the word: honest. Honest. So the H is silent in there. Honest. And the next adjective also begins with H, and it's to describe somebody who says things like, make yourself at home. My house is your house. Please feel free in my house to do whatever you like. And they will offer you food, and they might offer you a place to stay. We call that hospitable. Someone who is like that is hospitable. Hospitable. Okay, now we're going to look at the negative adjectives. So the first one is used to describe someone who only thinks about themselves. They don't care about other people, about other people's needs and wishes and hopes. They just care about what they want. And that is what we call selfish. A selfish person. And the next negative adjective also begins with S. And this is someone who never changes their mind, even when it's necessary or important to change their mind. They don't. They just stick to what they say. and believe. And we call that a stubborn person. Person who's like that is stubborn. The next adjective is kind of the opposite of hardworking. So someone who says, I can't be bothered to do that. I'm going to stay in bed. I don't want to work. I don't want to do my homework. I don't want to clean the house. That person, we might say, is lazy. A lazy person. Lazy. And the last one, oh no, not the last one. Should be one more somewhere. Yeah. The last one is someone who never likes spending their money. Someone who keeps their money very carefully and never buys anything for anyone. And it also begins with S, and the word is stingy. Some people say mean is another way of saying it. Stingy. And the last adjective is someone who is not nice at all. Someone who says things that aren't nice. Maybe they do things that aren't nice to other people. And they can say things that hurt people. And that is someone who is unkind. Unkind. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back through all of the words in a random, mixed up order, and I'm going to show you the beginning of the word, and I'd like you to shout out what the word is as soon as you know what it is. Here's the first one. Selfish. Selfish. Generous. Generous. Unkind. Unkind. Enthusiastic. Enthusiastic. Stingy. Stingy. Hardworking. Hardworking. Stubborn. Stubborn. Honest. Honest. Lazy. Lazy. Hospitable. Hospitable. Okay, so now we're going to play a game, or you can play this between yourselves. I'm going to describe somebody, and you tell me what the adjective is. So this is someone who is really, they don't like working, they don't like cleaning, they don't like doing their homework. What's the word for that? The word is lazy. Someone who's lazy. Okay, and then here's another one. This is a word for someone who's always smiling and positive, someone who always helps you, and they'll do whatever you want them to do. They want to help people, and they want to be happy and positive. We call that wrong way up. Enthusiastic. Okay, great. Now maybe you could play that game if you've got somebody else with you. You could play that game together. One person describes a person and the other person tries to say what the adjective is.